All right, so we're trying to figure out how the recording works on this mechanism. Once we do, then we'll have made a breakthrough. I'm gonna be able to use all my older programs together. You know, uh, my patience is pretty there for this, and I can sneak in like I used to do all my older projects and do a little time here and a little time there. I just need to have enough time to record the fullness of the project. So like for example, if I go here and let's say I want to share my screen, a window capture. All right. Okay. And then I just want to exit out on that. Yeah, let's see it goes. So check this out. We're gonna go to national news. We're gonna go to crime. I'm always looking to see what people are up to. You should always know where things are trending. As a madman likes to say. But really, I wanted to show you guys this horrible story. I mean, police officers, once again, if you have a certain job, man, there's certain things that come with it. But it's just really unfortunate that bro had to pay the ultimate price. Here we go. Hey. See, now let me tell you guys something about how the law works. Because I've already read the article. They said that. So this dude's involved with the 16-year-old girl, right? Whoever the dude is, he's like 24. They say he's 28, but their timing is wrong. Their timing in the article. Maybe it's just this one that they have it all wrong. But I read another one when they were saying in 2009 he was 14. And I'm like, for Cuz to be 28, the same age as me, in 2009, he was 18. But that's neither here nor there. We're just going to skip through to see if we can't find the time lapse. And that's the brother right there. But I'm going to see if we can't find that time lapse. Because that is an important thing that people understand that they don't... Okay, so it's in another article. It's in the same breadth of information, but it's in a different article. And so, because the little girl's 16, okay? And either this guy is actually 28 or he's 24. Either way, this dude's a grown-ass man dealing with a little fucking girl. Check this shit out. That's not even the wildest shit, though. Okay? All right. So, the wildest shit is this brother right here, right? He's shot in the neck. And the guy that's with him is shot in the foot. Now, the only way I surmise that this happens, right, is that the shooter was at an angle where in which when he depresses the trigger, he's aiming for the upper range of this man's torso. That means that he's at an angle that's off to the left and not off to the right. Do you guys understand? Because if these guys, it depends how the home is made, but either way, he's at the hardcore angle. Because if you shoot twice and you hit this guy, right? And the instance that the man who's behind the first man hears the gunshot, no matter how fast they come, he might react. You see what I'm saying? So if he has that little split second to move, maybe that's what saved his life and makes it to where he only gets shot in his ankle and doesn't take a fatal wound himself. Or the trajectory of the bullets as they're coming down. But I don't see it like that, because to shoot this guy up top and to shoot him down low means that you had pretty much control of the weapon, because muzzle climb doesn't allow for me to believe that you shot him in the neck and shot the other man in the ankle, right? Where they say the leg, but the chief clarifies that the man was shot in the ankle. I need you guys to understand. I get combat to a very, proficient level. I very well understand it. I, I get what it takes to get these things done. So it's like, in order for this man to shoot, and they say it was 2 shots, right, that did it, okay, in a rapid succession, which is called a double tap. Now here we go. They said that this guy is connected to other shootings, right? Now listen to this right here. I need you to get this. There's an internal investigation to find out why the man was not arrested following the first shooting, a drive-by 2 weeks ago, right on, at the same West Side home where Officer Rasheem McClain was fatally shot Wednesday. Let me tell you guys something. Oh, it's not up right here. It's trying to act funny on me, huh? Hold on a second. I got you. It wants to act funny. Yeah. No, you guys are probably like, what the hell is this nigga talking about? I'm talking about this. My bad. So, let's go ahead and show you Rasheem. Excuse me, Rasheem McClain. This is the brother. Okay. He's like an 18-year veteran or something like that. You know. His partner, Philip Batumbis Bissé, was shot in the leg. Felipe. He was a leader, very tactical, very much about doing a great job. He says so. In the other article, and I'm going to try to find it, see if I can find it. They really do a better job of explaining how it all happened. You know. So the suspect was shot in the arm, right? Blah, 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 blah. They said this guy was released from parole earlier this year and that his parole had been revoked after the shootings. That appears to be more frustrating from the chief. We could have prevented this situation. He was on parole. If we identified him in a drive-by shooting, we could have revoked his parole and then assigned an additional warrant for shooting into an inhabited dwelling. I want you guys to understand this right here. Listen. This is how corrupt Detroit is. Word? That you have a fucking convict, parolee, whatever. This dude can say that he paid his debt to society and all that other nonsense, running around here fucking on somebody's little young daughter, and because they cut it off and they ended it, he wanted to act stupid. This is ultimately what this is about. You know, but nobody's going to blame the parents. Believe that. You know, nobody's going to blame the parents. Nobody's going to say, you know what, her mother and her father are to blame for that situation, you know, or she's to blame for the situation, for having sexual contact with this man, creating that sort of atmosphere, and then for it to play out like this. But the greater question is that if he's really a parolee, we know he's not supposed to have guns. So here's my thing. What good does it do for them to have laws like the ERPO, the Extremist Protection Order, right? When people who aren't supposed to have firearms are still getting them. I need you guys to understand this. It's deep because I'm in a situation where I don't think anybody else who's gotten an ERPO can say this. They took me off the streets, took the firearms from me, right on, took my pistols from me, right? And then came and did an illegal fucking search warrant in my home based on a falsified and misleading information. Still, however, the fact remains that I might be the only person with the ERPO right now in the U.S. who can say that the area they took me out of has gotten worse since they took me from it. How about that? And that's crazy, but that's the truth, though. And in and of itself, it doesn't seem like it's really that amazing. But it really is something to marvel and behold, because You have to see it for what it's worth. You know, I didn't ask these people to do that. You see what I mean? I didn't ask them to take me off the street. I didn't ask them for anything. They pressed it upon themselves to do what they please. But the lesson is learned. See, when I would see things like that happen, as bad as I want to feel because he's a brother, I can only feel so bad. Want to know why? Because they fostered the environment for that to take place. And what they said was he baited him, right? He didn't ambush him, he baited him, right? Right, right, right. If this dude's really up in the house like that, because I'm throwing flashbangs up in this bitch. That's just, I mean, see, I'm different from somebody else. You're going to have to sue me. The city's going to have to sue me. Because if I throw a flashbang and then you just start blasting, okay, look, boom, hold off. We're not going up in there just yet. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see how many rounds this sucker got. That's it. I'm not getting killed for somebody else. See, because once again, because that household didn't have grip and reign on their daughter, right? But this goes to the scripture. A man's foes being those of his own household. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, and the issue is this, is that because they didn't do the right thing, these police officers who didn't do the right thing 2 weeks prior, when they should have followed up on that and got the information on this individual, can you dig it? And they should have actually made an arrest, okay, and got his filthy, disgusting trash ass off the streets. What they did was they allowed the situation to play out. So much so to the chagrin that one man has lost his life. His partner will probably have to retire from the force. He'll probably never be the same again. You know, he's traumatized. He's fucked up. Trust me. He keeps thinking, why am I alive? And if that motherfucker had walked down the stairs with the rifle, you know what I mean? It'd have been over. Now my question is like, why didn't this dude just keep blasting? You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never understood these guys. See, this is the difference between somebody who's truly convicted and a suck ass dude like this guy. Because he can say, oh, I was only after whoever. But it's like, bro, you're 28 years old, guy. Let it go. Go find a grown ass woman. But now he's over. He's done. He's cookies. He can go ahead and get ready to get a needle put in his arm, to his fucking arm. They're about to get this dude the death penalty. If Detroit has it, if Michigan has the fucking capital punishment, he's done. Right on? He's done. You can go ahead and just know that he's out of here. That's a fact. That's not even a question in my mind. But I wanted to show you guys this, though. This is a very interesting article, and Chicago better watch the fuck out. See, everybody be thinking that the shit is cute. Everybody be thinking that the shit is fucking okay. I'm telling you guys, they're putting together dossiers on all these dudes. Right on? And how they got this, man, how they got this, brother? Listen, they got him cold, okay? They did him the right way, not the wrong way. They did him the right way because there's only so many things you can do before they put your whole group on blast. And the name that they used, oh my goodness, see? You Hebrew people, you so-called Hebrew Israelite dudes running around here trying to, look, thump your chest. I got something to read to these dudes, man, because they don't understand what's coming to them. You know, I know dude didn't see it coming, but he's facing terrorist charges right now. Give me 1 second. Gotta go to my history. Apparently, they didn't try to take the articles down. You know, what we got to do. I'll share my window as soon as I get it. Well, it would have been either before I laid down and took this nap, or This is crazy. Yeah, and I'm gonna go read that little gunman accused of baiting these dudes. I'm gonna pull that up because that one is up there right now. This is crazy, man. Why can't I find this? I'm talking. I read the whole article. Where is it at? You don't want it. There we go. Bam. Over. No, the fuck? We need to be in shit. Open that shit up. Oh. There we go. 1 second. No. Window capture. Thank you. Okay. Bam. Boom, bang, boogie. So. The Department of Justice says a Chicago gang leader was radicalized by ISIS. Not the first time I read something like this. But listen to the circumstances, and this is going to fuck you guys up. Because maybe we can't get you guys for murder charges. It's just crossed my mind. Maybe some of that stuff they just can't prove when they've moved the guns. Because, just in case you didn't know, the more complicated gang networks, you know what I mean? Sophisticated ones, the more organized ones will, guns are used in so many crimes. Guys will get new guns. They'll push those old guns out. Dudes will take those old guns out to another state. Guys will bring their dirty guns in from another state. It's complicated. But feds know this shit already. They can't stop it, but you know what I mean? This is why you can't always prove a motherfucker did something. And because a lot of the time they get these guns from, drug using white people. You feel me? The overall owner of the gun is a white person, so they don't really want to pursue charges against this white person. So that's why these charges go. A lot of the crimes will go, unsolved, because ultimately they will bring to justice the person who sold the gun to somebody believed to have done a crime, right on? Or they'll try to bring you to justice. They'll pretty much hold you up for information, but Billy Joe say, I sold it to this guy, and because once again, there's no real. You don't have to keep records of who you sold guns to. You see what I'm saying? This shit is so deep, man. Oh my goodness, it's so deep. If you guys just respect it, look, Jason Brown. He's an accused gang leader. Nobody knows this shit for sure. Right on. On trial for allegedly attempting to provide material support to ISIS. Now, I want you guys to understand how this dude was pretty much, to me, it's almost like entrapment what they did. It's really close, but not exactly. He is the purported leader of the Ock Street Gang. Now, who called herself Ock? Huh? Okay. A gang in the Chicago area that traffics various narcotics throughout the city region, including heroin and cocaine. I almost called it heroin for a second. Y'all know them old school people. But Thursday, Jason Brown stepped into a federal courtroom, not on drug charges, but for allegedly attempting to provide material support to ISIS. Specifically, the Department of Justice alleges that on 3 separate occasions this year, Brown provided $500 to a confidential source with the intent that the $500 be wired to an individual Brown believed was an ISIS soldier engaged in active combat in Syria. That individual was confidentially working with the law enforcement. Wow, this is crazy though, right? The larger question now is, how might have an alleged Chicago area gang leader gotten wrapped up with ISIS? Woo! Chicago, y'all got it coming. I told you motherfuckers, man. Don't listen to me. It's okay. Don't listen to me. It's okay. They're building dossiers right now. They just told you. These niggas are known for selling dope, but they didn't bring them in for selling dope. They brought them in on some terrorist shit. Okay? Fuck with me. Fuck with me. Listen to me. Hold on. Let me read this real quick. While Brown was serving time for a previous arrest in 2016, the criminal complaint alleges he was radicalized in prison. An expert says Western prisons have become a key recruiting ground for ISIS over the past decade. ISIS has manipulated its ideology to appeal to people with criminal backgrounds, said Bennett Clifford, a research fellow at the program on extremism at the George Washington University. This is one of the notable areas where Islamic State has been able to recruit. Let me go ahead and ask y'all something. Is there a connection between the white dude, Fard Muhammad, over 100 years ago, who people say, listen, the FBI says was sent to prison, right? And you could argue that's where the first prison black Muslims came from, and the bullshit that's going on right now with ISIS? Anybody care to take me on with that? I digress. One of the aspects Clifford says ISIS has tried to hone in on is the idea that previous wrongdoings don't matter. Oftentimes they're even viewed as a positive. Clifford specifically pointed to one propaganda poster cited in a report from the International Center for the Study of Radicalization and Political Violence in London. The poster reads, "Sometimes people with the worst past create the best futures." That's never true. That's a fucking lie. They're talking about Paul when they say that bullshit, and this dirty ass dude Muhammad. Both murderous bastards. Anyway, let me just keep it pushing. Once Brown, also known as Abdul Jamet, was out of prison, helming the Ak gang. This could be now they might start looking at the gangs as cells, as terrorist cells. Man, y'all don't even know. And if they can connect any of this shit to ISIS back overseas, any of the heroin, anything going down, booked. Note that this nigga was trying to wire some money to somebody who he believed he didn't have first contact himself, but we don't know who the person was who dusted him off. And this nigga right now could be out there on the streets doing, man, anyway, let me go ahead and keep it pushing. Brown entered no plea in court Thursday. His attorney Nicholas Graspers declined comment to CNN. Two ISIS-related cases days apart in Chicago. 3 days after the Department of Justice announced Brown's arrest, federal authorities arrested 20-year-old Thomas Osadzinski, a student at DePaul University, for the same charge, attempting to provide material support to ISIS. Now let's go ahead and see what Osadzinski looks like. Because you know he ain't no nigga. And he's 20. See, look, man, I'm trying to tell y'all, man, they're looking to get whoever they can get, okay? Images. Yup, that's Thomas. That's Thomas. There we go. Can everybody see Thomas? Okay, everybody can see Thomas. Thomas is out of here. Say goodbye, Thomas. Goodbye, Thomas. A student at DePaul University for the same charge attempted to provide material support to ISIS. The criminal complaint in Osadzinski's case alleges he designed a process to make ISIS propaganda more conveniently accessed and disseminated by users on a social media platform. If both Brown and Osadzinski are found guilty, the material support charges is punishable by up to 20 years in prison. Clifford has called for the implementation of effective data-driven terrorism prevention programs in the U.S. federal correctional system. He says that inmates can be especially vulnerable to radicalization. Who they interact with inside makes a huge difference, said Clifford. A judge ruled Thursday that Brown would remain in U.S. Marshal custody pending any further court proceedings. Osadzinski has a court appearance Friday. CNN has reached out to his lawyer for comment. Trying to tell y'all. That's just how one of those, that's just how it goes. What up, pimp? Osadzinski, he thought he was slick, y'all, but he got caught up. Touched up. But let's look at this question again. The larger question is now, how might an alleged Chicago area gang leader gotten wrapped up with ISIS? Look, let's stop right there. The fact that they're trying to create a scenario, a barrage of information in which they've created the matrix where they say this is how it happens, right? they've overreached everything else, right? The destitute neighborhood that the man grew up. I mean, all the things that actually go into the so-called radicalization. I find that, to me, that's a very funny word, because they're radicalized because they don't want you to come over here and make their daughters wear miniskirts and force yourselves upon the women of the land after you kill their husbands and brothers. But they're radicalized somehow. They're radicalized because you drop bombs on villages indiscriminately. Justify the actions because you say that a man so dangerous, so intelligent, and so ingenuitive in his actions and his craft that if he's not stopped, right, then he alone could be responsible for an unknowable number of American troop deaths. These are the sorts of things that they say to justify the actions that they commit. Don't you ever get it wrong. So when they say that the larger question now is how is a dude in Chicago wrapped up? First off, Chicago is it's not the birthplace, it's the main hub of the Nation of Islam. The birthplace, you should really say, is Detroit, Michigan, where that verbal pimp and fucking just piece of shit bastard Fard Muhammad, he's the devil. He is the devil, and that is Louis Farrakhan, Louis Walcott, aka Louis Farrakhan. That is his father. And there's no surprise to me that a group of people who claim to be Nation of Islam are having an issue where in which a so-called Islamic population or an Islamic ideology is able to permeate the land. It's not just one man. This can't just be one dude. So you guys already, I'm telling y'all, when I said that they're creating the fucking dossiers right now on these dudes, it's over. It's over. These will not be the only guys. Please. And all the murder charges that they're going to get guys with, don't worry, those are coming. I don't need to make the window smaller so you can see me. I need y'all to see that. Because I'm about to break it down and it's over now. Bam. For that. Do you see what I'm saying, y'all? It's gangster. This shit is cold, man. This shit is cold. Nobody really understands how it works, but I'm trying to break it down to you. That's how it goes. You know, they're pulling the move together right now. I'm trying to tell you, they're putting together the whoopie wop on. Can't do nothing for them. All I can do is pray for them. And since some of them don't even believe in the Most High, I'm not going to waste my time doing that. But, you know, it is what it is, though, y'all. I'm get ready to try to see if I can find this video on the recordings because I couldn't find the little 30-second one I made the other day. So, wish me luck. With that said, I appreciate your time. I would love for you guys to really think about the information that was presented in this. This is just a trial thing. You know, this is just me just going in, finding articles that I read today and thought were interesting. I know I was supposed to read the one where it said that the guy baited in the... I didn't want to read it to you because you have to understand that it made me feel as if that guy, who knows if that guy's been radicalized or something like that. Right on? Who knows? Who knows, man? You guys, shit is so deep, man. Shit is so deep. It's deep. Do you understand how deep it is? It's huge. It's epic. Of massive proportions. Cataclysmic proportions. And it's going to play out on black people. And all the, I mean, y'all see what Thomas Ozinski looks like. Brown hair and brown eyes. With white skin. Sure, they're going to have a couple blonde hair, blue-eyed ones that they can snatch up. But for the most part, it's going to be overwhelmingly guys who look like my man Khabib Nurmagomedov. Yeah, I think that's his name. Anyway, there's going to be a bunch of Khabib-looking ass dudes who get snatched up along with niggas. But don't worry, this shit is real. I told y'all, man. This border situation is bigger than you guys think it is. It's huge. All right? They're saying that this dude provided $1,500, supposedly tried to, of material support to somebody who's supposed to be an ISIS fighter in Syria. Now, the greater question is this, is that, does the FBI get in trouble eventually? I mean, like, they're creating the situations. How do we know that we're not, how once again, There was a claim that Fard Muhammad was a Turkish agent, but there's no way that of us knowing that this guy wasn't picked by the FBI or the CIA to go into the prisons. They created this situation 100 years ago, literally, with this dude Fard Muhammad. This is crazy, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, this shit is deep. Nobody's listening to me. It's okay. I'm all by myself. I mean, there's people who are listening, but you guys know what I'm saying. I'm all by myself, all on this little island. I salute you. Take it easy.